talk more about what are some things that you've learned from Coach that when you had those 2 fouls early in this game and the team needed you, that you were able to kind of get through that? I mean, what are some of the pointers you learned that got you through that?
Like I was saying before, like he always said, we need you in the game. So if a layup happens, it happens. We'd rather keep you in the game and give up 2 points than you sit on the bench and have them score another 10. Get on a nice run. So it helped for me to know that I can trust myself and I can trust my teammates that if we do give up a basket, it's not going to be the end of anything. As long as we're still in the game and we can keep making runs.
This was kind of the seniors teams last year with Zach and all those guys here. Do you feel that this is kind of a little more of a sweeter championship? You're the senior this year, this time around?
It's tough to compare them. Last year being the first one ever in school history, being, with Z and all the guys I've been playing with so many years. But then this year, being a senior and being named Mr. Basketball, it's tough to compare, but it's the same feeling as last year.
It still feels kind of the same.
Exactly the same.
How tough was that down there tonight?
It was awful. It felt like a football game without pads. It was brutal. I remember one play at the end of the fourth quarter where I got a rebound and I got boxed out when I was coming down or something. I was on the floor, lost the ball, and then I was trying to get back up, and someone just comes out of nowhere and trucks me back down. So that tells you what type of game it was, I guess.
Are you comfortable with that kind of game?
It's not my first preference, but De Pere was just like them, and I guess we've had enough games like that where we can pull through it.
Does it make it sweeter knowing how hard you had to work and how much more you maybe had to bust it to try to get this title?
Yeah, it kind of does. Of course, who wouldn't want to score like 40 points in like their last game or anything? But just being out there and taking a beating and knowing what's worth at the end is worth it for me.
And when you look back on this weekend, will it be a blur of accomplishment?
A blur?
Of accomplishment with Mr. Basketball and winning another state title?
I think the title comes first, definitely. There are so many other good players out here in my class that could have won it. So our focus was always on the gold ball, and Mr. Basketball just adds on to something at the end.
Did you? When you began this journey back in November, did you have a sense as to how this was going to go? And it all worked out, I'm sure, the way you probably imagined it.
We had our doubts, sometimes throughout the season with some practices that were tough and, some games that we struggled in. I can think of, our third game of the year against Brookfield Central. We had a real big scare, but we fought through that, and, as the season went on, we got tougher and tougher.
As Nick said, it's, your team, your class's team. Does that make it different? Does that make it more special? Do you take when you look at 2 gold balls about 10 years from now, will one kind of shine brighter?
I don't know. Like I was saying before, the senior year definitely, going out with a bang like this is such a great memory. But last year being the first one ever, it's tough. It's tough to compare.
Was the blueprint from last year used this year? Did you learn a lot from the process a year ago to lead and to win?
Yeah, when Coach needed me to step up and be a leader, I always thought about last year and what Z and Josh would do, and I tried to do exactly what they were doing last year with us.
Well, Luke, enjoy this one.